Alright guys, this is going to be a little bit different video, but it's basically just a lot of good information. It's about a attorney named Joshua Crowther, and he's working out of Oregon at the moment, and he's actually putting his foot down in Oregon. Even though most laws are just fiction, they basically just enslave all of us, but at the moment we're forced to follow all the laws or face some type of state or federal punishment. This lawyer in particular was handed a case of a man named Mario Aurelio Botello, and he was pulled over in 2015 for a failure to use a turn signal. Alright, Mario, however, did consent to a search, and the police did end up finding drugs. Well, just by luck of the draw, Mario ended up getting attorney Crowther. And that attorney argued that the vehicle and the search, although consent was given, was still unconstitutional, and that the officer had went way out of scope with the questioning during what was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. Officer Crowther, he ended up taking this all the way to the Oregon Supreme Court. And they saw this case differently, and they stuck to the Constitution instead of being what they would normally be and just coming off as power-hungry tyrants. Well, here's what ended up happening. The guy got pulled over, and when they searched his vehicle, they found 14, I believe, pounds of crystal meth in his vehicle. Now, the Supreme Court stated that an unavoidable law does not create opportunity for an officer to ask unrelated questions or fish for crimes. In the decision, it closes a loophole, and it's all in protection of our constitutional rights that the police had previously been trampling on. Now, here's a short video to kind of help explain things a little bit better. Guys, I've had no electricity for 2 days, and I've been getting sick for the past 2 or 3 days. So I've been a little rough, but I'm still trying to get this out because I feel like it's very important. So here's the video clip, and then I got a couple more things to go over.
It's a groundbreaking opinion. It's one that we've litigated for decades, and I hope to see that trend nationwide.
Joshua Crowther has spent years battling this policing practice.
Mountains of documents and briefing has gone into this.
When Mario Aurelio Botello's 2015 case landed on his desk, he felt there was a fighting chance.
That Mr. Botello was stopped for one reason, then almost immediately the police pursued a criminal investigation without any reason.
Botello was pulled over by Beaverton police for failing to signal. During an unavoidable lull, as it's called, while he was looking for his registration, the officer asked about weapons or drugs. He asked to search Botello's car. Botello said okay, and then the officer found meth and arrested him. But Crowther argued the officer violated Botello's constitutional rights by expanding the scope of the stop.
Under the Oregon Constitution, those sorts of investigations, criminal investigations, need to be justified.
The Oregon Supreme Court recently ruled in his favor, deciding it's unlawful for officers to use a traffic violation as a springboard to fish for something criminal. This ruling will affect how police in Oregon do business.
So given it's very, very new and recent case law, we're still looking at our policies and training to see what areas, if any, need to be adapted or adjusted moving forward with this new case law in mind.
Portland Police, among other agencies I reached out to, briefed officers on this new direction.
It takes a little bit of time for us to, do a thorough assessment to see what areas we might need to adjust.
Crowther welcomes any adjustments, knowing they could change how minorities are disproportionately impacted.
Practically, it has really significant effect because there had been a number of studies about traffic stops and racial minorities, Black and Hispanic drivers were much more likely to be stopped for a traffic violation and much more likely to be searched during it.
This new law in Oregon will not only stop incriminating questions, but will also stop the chit-chat, which cops normally use to trick people into personal convictions. Hopefully, with the online voices set on high and the advocates nationwide spreading educational knowledge of the laws to the very people who enforce them, just maybe, if we keep a full court press on this thing, we can get this law spread nationwide, which in the long run would allow people who want nothing more than to just be left alone to actually be treated more fairly and just be left alone. And the next time that they are stopped by a band of armed thugs in their thin blue line criminal outfits, they can't, use any BS to search for anything. Because all they're trying to do is make a profit while taking advantage of the people and trying to fill the prison systems. And guys, it's just not fair. Now guys, one more thing before I go. If there's any auditors or anybody even filming a traffic stop, from a distance, or a traffic stop of themselves in and around any parts of Oregon, I would really like for you guys to send it to me. I'll leave my email in the description below, and go ahead and shoot me your videos, and I'll give you guys a shout out, and we'll see if these cops are really sticking true to what they're supposed to be following now. Well guys, for now on this topic, that's all I got. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure and go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd like to see what you guys think about this, and make sure and leave a thumbs up. Other than that, guys, I'll see you all in the next video.